It is currently 90 degrees outside and 97 in. So I think this is a good time to test the no air conditioner. Here we are at the window. Very windy today. I'll open up this window, which is not working very well. Do something about that. Open up the screen and set this in place. Interestingly enough, it's the same width as the old one, which is nice that it's somewhat standard. And just going to plop it in. Yes, I'm going to lift it myself. Yes, it's heavy. Oh no. This is why it's important to stay active and be strong. Otherwise, I would be stuck sitting here sweating. Okay, the machine is just about in place. It's not fitting quite right here on my thingamajig. I might go grab the rest of it in from the outside. I wonder if I could take that off. That lip on there, that's causing some trouble. Okay, here we go. Okay. We're good on the outside. Well, almost good. I have a board I'll put over the top. It doesn't make a perfect seal. There was a second piece that I used with the old one. I don't know where that piece is at now, but this goes here. It's the same. Interestingly enough, it's the same dimensions that the other unit required. And now the window is stuck. Oh, this is not good. Gotta get that fixed. Okay. And this is just temporary for today and tomorrow because it's going to get cold again, so it's not making a good seal and we'll get bugs if I was to leave it in like this overnight. So I'll just run it like this for a couple of hours so we can get the test done, and that's that. Yes, there's a hole at the top, whatever. Let's stick a piece of cardboard or something up there. On the back, I do need to prop it up a little bit because it's not anywhere near level. I think I had think I had this under here yesterday when I did the original test. Yeah, I just did that like that, and then I had another piece. This piece. Over here. Okay, so now the drain hole should go right through. I drilled a hole there so it would go through. So, I mean, it's dry today. I think it's like 20-something% humidity, so probably not going to pull any moisture, but if it does, it should drain out. All right, whoops. Go ahead and plug this thing in and see what it can do. Remote is reading 95 degrees. You can barely see the indicators the way the sun is so bright like this. Okay. Alright, the compressor should come on any soon, and it should start cooling. There it goes. I'll just stick a towel up in here for now. It's only temporary. We'll do something better in a couple weeks. Okay, so we're starting with 93 degrees. Let's see what happens. The sun has set. We're about 2.5 hours into the test. The room has gone down to 71 degrees, although it didn't really drop until in the last half an hour or so when the sun went down. I don't care what anybody says about air conditioners. This stinks compared to a vintage one. This is supposed to be 25,000 BTU. In my opinion, it's a 12. The 18,000 BTU amount of cool zone, even with the issues that it had, could rip this room down to 63 degrees, no problem. That's what I would set the low end of the thermostat to, around 62, 63. And if I turned it all the way down, it would get there. This just does not have half the power that thing does. It just doesn't. So I had it set down at 62 just to see what it could do. And it kept cutting off. It was like 73, 74 degrees and it kept cutting off. So I took the thermostat, because I switched it to fan mode, which is where on fan it'll display whatever the temperature is reading.
and it was reading in the low 60s. So I took the thermostat off the coil and I stuck it over there, away from the coil. And now it seems like it's reading more accurately. We got 71 on here and 70. So that's reasonable. So now we're going to switch back to cool and we're going to try again. There we go, we got compressor that time. Now I did read on some of the comments people said about this thing that they had the same issue where the thermostat needed to be moved. I saw a bunch of people actually took it out and just like pulled it off and stuck it inside of the unit. So hopefully that's good enough like that, because I don't feel like taking the whole thing apart again. So we'll leave that there and see how that does. That's a stupid design flaw, but expect nothing less from this modern equipment. I will say I'm surprised with the noise level. It's not that bad. It's actually very reasonably quiet, but I think it's because it's not doing much. I don't know. I'm going to use it because it's here and it's working, but this is it's just not the same. There's something about those old units. Like I was working outside trying to clear up some of that brush. I don't know, like there was like a bug freak show. It just got bugs was everywhere. So I came in and I'm hot and bothered because of the bugs, and I'm sweating from doing the work. And I come in and it's like you could tell an air conditioner is running, but it's not cold. You know, the old machines, you would walk into the room and everything is cold. The chairs are cold, the floor is cold, the couch is cold. This just doesn't do that. It's comfortable, but it's not like air conditioner cold like an old unit would make it. So this is not a long-term answer. This is temporary, which I knew that going into it, but I don't know. So far, I'm kind of disappointed. I was also monitoring the temperatures of the compressor, and ironically enough, it got up to 189. It was the highest temperature I measured on there. So it runs hot. It runs quite hot. So that's a little perturbing. So tomorrow it's going to be even warmer than it was today. Today's high was 91. Tomorrow I'll turn it on in the morning and I'll set the temperature at like 75 or 78, which is what I would typically run it at. And I'll see how it can hold during the day. Because it was at the disadvantage today because when I came home the room was almost 100 degrees and they had to fight the sun and the outside heat to bring it back down. So let's see how it performs during the day, just maintaining, not bringing it back down. And let's see now if it actually goes down to 62. Very seldom would I really run it that low, but the old one could do it no problem, the 18,000, so I really think that a 25 should. I'll let it keep running and we'll come back on the video. It's now about 5 hours after I first turned it on, and I think we're done with this thing for today. It's not doing anything else. This compressor keeps turning on and off, and you can see it's got the discrepancy again. It was saying 64 when I first switched it over. So even though I moved the thermostat over, I think I'm going to have to take it outside of the unit like the other viewer did, or the other customer did. So I will say that I'm pleased with the noise level. It's not outrageously loud like I was expecting, but it does not cool like a vintage unit cools. And interestingly enough, or not interestingly enough because we already knew this, but it's not any more so-called energy efficient than the old one was or is, because this one pulls 12 amps and the other one only pulled 10, and it worked better.